roll high, big whips, big joints, big blunts, it's the Buckeye way. We rollin' nothing but that loud Buckeye loud pack. Let's roll up Ohio. Heavy bass hits, horns rise, mastermind cannabis, Ohio Cannabis Live. We here to unite. Let's light it up. Ohio where we roll high, big whips, big vibes, big joints, big blunts, Buckeye loud for life. From 216 to 614, we keep it lit. 330 and 740, we the ultimate. Nothing but that loud pack, the pride of the state. Roll it up, light it up, let's elevate. From Akron to Canton, Columbus to Dayton, Buckeye buzz so strong, there's no debating. You can see the smoke rise, we shining bright. Ohio loud got us glowing in the satellite light. Ohio Cannabis Live, yeah, we here to stay. Uniting 88 counties in a major way. Let's roll up Ohio, let's toke and chill. Big blunts, big joints, yeah, you know the deal. Buckeye loud pack, we blazing the game. Ohio forever, remember the name. Let's roll up Ohio, we rollin' proud. You can see the smoke from space, it's that loud. From the fields to the streets, we feel the thrill. Ohio's the anthem, let's roll and chill. We on a whole new level, Ohio's the vibe. Big clouds in the sky, Buckeyes ride or die. From 419 to 513, we keep it tight. 937 and 440, we ignite. Big joints in Columbus, big blunts in the south. From Toledo to Cleveland, we lighten the loud. Ohio's united, this our time to shine. 88 counties reppin', all on the grind. Put it in a joint, light it and smoke it, Buckeye pride strong. Ohio's the focus, from I-70 to 71 we ride. Ohio Cannabis Live, keeping us unified. Let's roll up Ohio, let's toke and chill. Big blunts, big joints, yeah, you know the deal. Buckeye loud pack, we blazing the game. Ohio forever, remember the name. Let's roll up Ohio, we rollin' proud. You can see the smoke from space, it's that loud. From the fields to the streets, we feel the thrill. Ohio's the anthem, let's roll and chill. Ohio, Ohio, let's rise together. Buckeye pride, yeah, it's now or never. Big clouds, big vibes, we set the tone. Ohio's
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mastermind here with Ohio Cannabis Live. Welcome back to another episode, another weekly live stream here. If you're new to my content, please do me a favor and smash the like, subscribe button. As you might notice, I'm in a different spot than I normally am. I ain't in the kitchen. I just not realized I forgot to close the closet. But that's all right. Don't be peeking and seeing what's in my closet. Let me know what you're medicating on right now. Today's show, we're going to be talking about hemp farmers. I'm going to be talking with some hemp farmers. We're going to be talking about how hemp farmers are under threat under these new legislations. And we're going to talk about how the cannabis industry is one unit, not just the cannabis people in the dispensaries, but also the hemp. All these folks together equal the cannabis industry, the cannabis unit. And we're trying to fix it because right now we have kind of a divided situation where we've got companies that are on, let's say, the high THC side of products who don't really necessarily want to work with the folks in the hemp industry because the folks in the hemp industry have gotten this bad stigma associated with them due to the introduction of intoxicating cannabinoids. Some of you heard of things like THCA or Delta 8 or THCO or THCH. You've heard of these things. Maybe you bought some of these things before. However, at the end of the day, we want to have some reasonable amendments to our laws that make sense, like putting an age restriction on hemp or intoxicating cannabinoids. But what we don't want to do is we don't want to eliminate the hemp industry, because it does still have a very important role in the entire cannabis industry. And there's a lot of really great technology that involves hemp products. And there's a lot of products that are generated from the hemp industry that could be sold to local cultivators, processors, if the state would allow it. Right now, the state is getting their products. I mean, they're making companies get source products like CBN or something like that from Indiana or somewhere. We're not even supporting local. We've got to fix this. Also, want to let you know, if you haven't watched our videos about the lobby day yesterday, it was a pretty good event. We had some lawmakers there. I hope that they're listening to what people had to say. I got there a little late because I had a doctor's appointment. I'll just give you an update on that real quick. So I'm still sick. I get asked this all the time, are you feeling better? The answer is no. Unfortunately, I don't feel better. I feel sick. When you have chronic and acute pancreatitis, it is constant, severe abdominal and back pain that pretty much you got all the time. And there's not many things that will stop the pain. And even if they stop the pain, um, comes right back every couple hours. So it's a very difficult condition to treat. And the doctors basically said that they want to bring in more doctors from different areas to try to figure out the best way to stabilize my situation. If you are new to my content, don't know this, I found out a few years ago, it's been a few years now, that I have chronic pancreatitis along with some kind of weird reoccurring acute pancreatitis. And this is just part of your digestive system, and your pancreas helps you digest food in your stomach. When it's not working right, this can be a result from drinking or medications or just poor dieting that can cause you to have pancreatitis. In my case, they really don't exactly know the for sure cause of what it is. However, it is rather severe in a sense that I'm on my 12th hospital admission. I'm not in the hospital right now. I assure you, I'm at home. And not only do I have a special guest for you today, I've got two guests. Two! Okay? I've got my good friend Josh, and I got my new friend Joey on here. And there was sort of sessions or app girls, Appalachian girls. And I'll be bringing y'all on here in just a minute to meet the whole family on here. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to check out my comments. We wasn't able to get our YouTube stream up on Instagram today, so that was just technical glitches here. Great question, Captain Green Toker. Can you get better? Like, is it possible? Absolutely. What tends to happen when you get better is basically not eating food. It sometimes it matters like you get constipated or you get dehydrated. That can cause it to make it worse. But the main thing I've been finding out is as long as I take my nausea medicine on time and work with that, that helps me. Hey, Green Buckeye, how you liking that Ultra Buoyant by Buckeye Relief? Is that any good? Hell's Bells. I haven't heard that name in a while, Tammy. Hell's Bells. Okay, all right. So we got 21 viewers on here, and we need to get this numbers up. I told y'all if we get the numbers up, I'm gonna do something crazy. I'm gonna do something great. I also we're working on a town hall in Columbus and working on a town hall in Cincinnati, and I'm pretty sure that we are almost locked in for the town hall in Cincinnati. So if you live in the Cincinnati area, we are working on this town hall, and we should have details in the next day or two. I was hoping to get it before the show, but I have another meeting to attend after the show to lock in the details about the Cincinnati town hall. So we are pretty much for sure having a town hall in Cincinnati, and it'll be very soon. And we are also really working hard to have a town hall in Columbus, Ohio. So it's going to happen. We just got to have the right location that has the right accessibility and the right atmosphere for people to feel comfortable. So that's something that we're working on, and I assure you it's going to happen. Also know that you can join our membership program. It's only $1.99 a month. What that does is it helps keep the channel going. Every month you have to make $100 on YouTube to get them to send you any money. We are currently at $64 or something like that. We ain't there. So any super chats you could do or any extra donations you want to do, you can either donate through YouTube and YouTube takes cut out of that. Or you can visit ohiocannabislive.com/donate, and you can donate there as little as $1 or more, and I get pretty much all that money except for the transaction fee from the credit card company. Also, something new that we're getting ready to start out with is the Ohio Cannabis Live sponsorship program. It will start very soon. You will be able to be a sponsor of the channel for as little as $250 a month with only a 3-month commitment. So if you're watching this and you're a business owner and you've been wondering how you could become a sponsor, I'm giving you the little preview, but we'll have different levels. But the introductory level will be $250 a month with a 3-month commitment. So there's no long-term commitment at this time, but this gives you an opportunity to help get your company and your business and brand out there. And if you're interested in getting that information, feel free to email me at the address below here. My name, info@ohiocannabislive.com. All right. So again, like I said, today we're going to be talking about hemp, and we're going to have our guests on here who are much more experts at this than I am. So that's why when we bring in people on the show who are experts in these different areas to help us make sure that we understand this information accurately and correctly. And most importantly, we're going to have a good time today. And one of my guests is at a very, very interesting location indeed. So I can't wait to bring him on and show you exactly where he is at. And then, I could swear I just seen Joey with a bong in his hand. So I know it's going to be one of those shows. Oh, y'all get hype. Bongs up, roll up, stuck that cone because we about to get it on today on this show. And if you haven't already, you better share this video on your social media. Share it in little weed groups you in. Share it on Reddit. Share it everywhere. Tell them this is the word. And next time you see me, ask for your Ohio Cannabis Live VIP wristband. They are now available, but you got to find me, catch me if you can to get one. If you don't ask, how will I know you want one? So if you see me somewhere at the dispensary, at the event somewhere, at the corner store, anywhere, you must say, hey, can I get one of them wristbands? Because the wristband gets you free access to all my events, all of them, until we change colors. This is the red band. The next one will be blue. So when we expire the red one, we'll be giving out blue ones. And then the blue one expires, we'll be giving out green ones and so forth till we run out of colors. And then they'll have numbers on them. And you get the drift. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get my guest on here. Make sure you guys are still here. They are still there. I mean, this guy, like, he's getting ready to jump out of his seat. Hey, you ready? You ready? All right. So let me get this audio going on here. Josh, are you there?
I am here, my man.
Joey, are you there?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me okay?
All right. I hear y'all. All right. Bam! We on here. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So welcome to the stream.
Yeah.
Look, my guy, he's got something green right there on the screen. And okay. So I'm gonna start with you, Josh, since you've been here before, and then I'm gonna let you tell a little bit about yourself and what you do, and then I'm gonna let you turn it over to Joey and let's a little bit about Joey. All right, go ahead,
All right,
Josh.
my man. So, what is going on, right? In Appalachia right now, this is what we're seeing a lot of. Blooms. Blooms are happening. The forest is starting to come alive. So, I'm feeling blessed, dude. It's nice out there. Things are popping. I got my homeboy Joey with me, which I'm always happy to see. I could tell you was dealing with some stuff, bro, and I wish you the well too, Thank you for this opportunity. What do you think, Joe?
Hey, I'm very grateful to be here, Mastermind. Thank you for the invite. And I'm just, it's really surreal. Josh and I are on a live broadcast, able to do this together. It seems like, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, I was flipping a lawnmower on a job site of yours back in Athens County or something. But we go way back, man. So we, back to trim job, lawn and property maintenance. I used to work for Josh in college, and he came to me when I was farming direct with a good buddy of mine. And so I've always loved to farm. I have 19 acres, and he talked to me about growing hemp with the farm bill being available. And I said, sure, why not? And he basically said, this is a pioneer situation. Sure, it could be great, but Joey, pioneers get slaughtered too. So be aware. It could be awesome. But I said, hey, let's give it a shot. I know all the benefits of the plant. I'm a fan of the plant. And I really didn't have any idea about CBD and any minor cannabinoid understanding. Josh, being somebody who has always furthered my inspiration and education around sustainable agriculture. You started feeding me information, and I'm an information geek and I have a lot of windshield time for my day job. So I dove in, and I think what we've farmed hemp 3 of the last 4 seasons, and we'll do it again this year. We'll be one of 13 licenses, hopefully more. We're working on that. But to your point, Mastermind, there's so many reasons why we want to see these bills be a little bit more agile as it relates to hemp, not just for laws immediately that could impact the community, but for what could come, what could be with the economy, not just as it relates to cannabinoids, but the hemp industry, the fiber industry. I mean, there's so much to come. I think somebody once told me hemp has over 64,000 uses, but so I'm grateful to be here. I could go in 100 different directions, and I'd love what you're up to and what you have to capture, man. So, and again, best of luck on your journey there medically too, man, for sure.
Oh, definitely appreciate that, man. So yeah, one thing I want to dive into, because I got two guys who know about hemp on here, is what is the difference from your perspective of buying some THCA weed and buying some THC weed at the dispensary?
So first off, Anthony, that's a great question. Let's get back to that here in a second. I want to thank you, right? Like, let's talk about the work that you've been putting in. I just want to take a second to tell you, thank you, brother, right? Like, you keep up on this more than anybody else that I know. So I know when something's about to change. I know where I'm tuning in, and I just so appreciate your work, my man. I'll say
Thank you.
that. So the difference, Joey, you want to talk on this? You want me to touch on
I'd
this?
love to pipe in, and then you can get a little bit more technical, because we have some dear friends in the industry, and I really, Appalachian Honest is a tagline of ours, Anthony. And we really stayed away from the space for a long, long time because Josh and Matt grow some premium indoor low THC smokable flower that's amazing. It's great to blend. It's great on its own. It's great if you have CHS, cannabis hyperemesis syndrome or disorder, or however you want to say it. But that being said, THCA flower, we did not get into for a long, long time. We also didn't understand the sourcing of it or how it got here, and we heard a lot of different stories. And I think there are still a lot of different ways that paperwork might say THCA flower the same way an organic free-range chicken has labels on it, right? It's all about knowing your farmer at the end of the day, or knowing the source. But and Josh can be a little bit more technical with this, but my understanding of THCA and the way it's truly grown, specific strands and certain states right now have the ability to cultivate these strands, and they pheno hunt for them specifically, and they can harvest them at certain hours in the lower levels of the light, because the moment you cut that off, you start degrading and the plant cannabinoids start changing, and you're moving into delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol instead of THCA, which is where everything starts at. Josh, do you want to jump in here? Because this is where I think that
Natural cannabinoids on certain plants, similar to there is on cannabis that contains delta 8. But even furthermore, THCA is found on a plant. So whether or not, I mean, that is the precursor to everything. So whether or not the hemp laws support that or not, that's where it's at. We find challenges as hemp farmers because the 2018 hemp farm bill just kind of let loose on everything other than THC. So if you're in a space that's actually producing non-intoxicating hemp flowers, as we are in our agricultural system, it makes things tough because there's this whole gray market where you want to be involved in cannabis any way you can. So now we're in a space where it's like we can't even contribute as as farmers, right? And it boils down to what Joey says: know your farmer. So when you go to buy a THCA product here in Ohio, you cannot know your farmer, right? That's the whole point, I guess, is the whole dilemma. We need to develop this local economy based around the players in our industry. Importing this from outside the state, whether right or wrong, whether it's something you agree with this molecule or that molecule, that's not really the point. The point is that we suffer here.
You there?
Right.
Okay, I thought I
Sorry, did
lost
I
you.
rant again? I promised, Anthony, I promised myself I wouldn't go on a rant. And there it was.
I think to put a bow on that, there's the law is allowing for actors and folks to um, you know, proliferate this plant in a way that gets people to where they've been attempting to be for thousands of years in time immemorial, which is to have a little bit of euphoric feeling. And we don't necessarily believe in adulteration as it relates to synthetic cannabinoids and chemicals and, doctoring up the plant. But if you're splitting hairs and you want to talk about THCA and you were growing it in a field because the law permitted a specific way, like Florida, you can go down to a Florida shop and there's Carol down the road who's got a greenhouse and she's growing a strand of THCA flower. So, I mean, that's a little different, right?
Yeah, I would say.
Anthony, I do want to touch on the fact too that I might have misstated that, right? Like it isn't necessarily the 2018 hemp federal plan, it's the Ohio's total THC ban, right? So the fact that Ohio doesn't regulate this like the federal bill wants us to regulate it, it causes a lot of hiccups to our state as a whole.
We have no work in progress here in Ohio, so therefore we can't ship hot product and move it around. Like the government somehow believes that crude oil or the concentrate is I mean, the folks with diarrhea before they would, get high on it. You talking, Josh? Sorry. Oh. So yeah, there's so many ways that, like, just like you mentioned earlier, Anthony, about like CBD, CBG, CBN, these ingestible products in the dispensaries that you're finding, those are not coming from Ohio farmers. They're not coming from like cultivation facilities on the medical side in Ohio. They're coming from split up distillates in some faraway state, the same way, you buy your Walmart honey that's been homogenized with 50,000 beehives across the US. Like, I'd much rather have like one single source, especially from the same state, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and this is the point I wanted to make, that people don't realize when they're going and buying all this stuff from these different stores and everything, we want them to win too, but they need the support from local sources. They're getting stuff from who knows where it comes from. Really
Let me
don't
say
know.
this too. and I know you've heard this more than once, but we're talking to a lot of producers, and we have a lot of love and respect because that's an entry point. We're headed to the adult use space here directly. And the flower game, not remediating your flower, and no herbicides, fungicides, pesticides. Like, what are you all smoking out there? That's what my question is, because there are very few people out there that are doing it the right way, right, Josh? I mean,
Have you
It
guys
depends
had a
on what your definition of the right way is, right? So,
have you had a chance to tour any cannabis cultivation facilities?
yeah.
Okay.
yes,
So
yes.
yeah,
So,
it's a variety of methods happening.
Yep.
Some
yeah.
better than
So,
others.
so I think there's a lot of honest attempt on the
100%.
people that are making the attempt, but I'm not sure that the overhand intention is correct, right? There's so little emphasis on the actual cultivation part and so little emphasis on the actual product and so much interest on how that can be pushed through to keep up with all the investor money that's been put into it, and rightfully so. I'm not trying to knock that, but I feel, and I have not good representation, right? So like I've been to very few dispensaries. I'll have to be honest. I act like I know, but I probably visited a dispensary less than 50 times in my life. So, but what I've seen here recently from what people have brought me from them, um, I think it's awesome because Ohio has cannabis now. But like, how can we really use this moment to emphasize the local communities and cultures and local economies that can be supported by this plant as it is, and how beautiful it is in all its glory, you know. And I thank you, Anthony. I know you've seen some hemp wood yesterday, so you know what it's like. Hemp's got a lot to offer. You know, look at this place. Like, this is
Yeah,
all
let's
like
talk about that. Let's talk about where you are for a minute.
I'm
Let's let
down
them
here at
know.
my I'm at my second home, right? I can't get away from this place. This is the Cannabis History Museum here in Athens, Ohio. It is just a spectacle. You could never learn all the things going on here right now. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to them. You know, Kristen Robinson here, proud, awesome female in the cannabis space, really getting it done here locally with our community here in Athens. And then, of course, the guy who put all this together, Donnie Wortschafter, who was one of the uh, original co-founders to GW Pharmaceutical, which is the company that produced Epidiolex and Sativex. Epidiolex being one of the only, or maybe is the only FDA approved cannabis medicine available here through our, you know, normal routine medicine, non-dispensary
Hey, I got a
setting.
question for you.
Yeah.
Captain Green Toker wants to know, you guys sell the hearts or you just sell the bud? That's what he asked.
What's that?
He said, do you just sell you sell the buds or do you sell the hearts too?
Oh yeah,
Look,
I
see,
do. What's up? What?
he's trying to figure out what you talking about, Captain Green.
Oh, so we don't sell nothing here at the Cannabis History Museum. So I'm just an advisor here to this place and a huge participant and supporter. And they had Wi-Fi, and I'm here all the time, right? We do a home grow workshop here the last Wednesday of almost every month of the year. 2 nights ago, we had it early this month, and we made bubble hash. So we walk home growers through the process of starting seed all the way through harvesting and what to do after harvesting. So this place allows us a venue as the local community in cannabis that's been thriving here for however many years. You know what's up with Athens and Megs. I don't have to tell you. But this place allows people like us to all unite and learn and educate ourselves about not only the intoxicating part of this plant, right? That is not even the most important to mankind thing going on. Maybe it is, but a close second may be the fact that it can do all these things, right? From rope to t-shirts to, as you found out yesterday, wood. At the Cannabis History Museum here, they do workshops. A guy comes in with a hempcrete like demo set up, and he puts a torch to it, you know, trying to catch the thing on fire, but it will not catch on fire because it's hempcrete. And just thinking about the opportunities to use this as a building resource, right? Ohio's legislation is even holding us back right now. So long story short, I'm ranting again. You know, education is the mission here at the Cannabis History Museum. So once again, shout out. I definitely want people to stop by. And Anthony, you also owe us a visit. So I would
I
love to
do. I can't
see.
wait to come down there and make some bubble hash.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. We'll walk you through. I'll give you the special. I'll
Yeah,
go do
hey,
some
that's what I need,
margaritas
man. I
for
got
that.
some layer cake. Didn't need at least make some layer cake bubble hash.
Yeah, yes,
That'd
sir.
be a heck of a video to watch.
I would love it. I would love it.
Yeah, we do it live.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, they'll be knocking on their doors then, won't they?
Yeah.
All right. So the other thing that I just want to make sure you understand is now they just passed Senate Bill 56, and then this new one for hemp, is it 86? I get confused. I keep making up these numbers and mixing them up and reusing them, and
There's just so many of them going on, right?
but the
The
main one
attempts,
that they're trying to push right now, what number is that one?
that's 86 that affects hemp. And I got to give it up too before I lose train of focus here. My
Hmm.
man Joey on here can speak better of that than me because this dude's been putting in work, right? He knows this. So, so when I want to know about 86, this is who I shuffle on the phone, and you'll hear him talk about it.
Well, there are three bills out there, 56, 86, and 160, and there's actually discussion of a third or a fourth and probably a fifth by somebody else that I don't know about. And it feels like it's by design, Anthony, that they do this every day for a living. We do this when it becomes relevant to us, which I think is a symptom of society. We need to get more engaged on more levels than just cannabis, and that's what me personally, I would like to do, and I intend to do as I'm learning this due process of legislation. But back to 86, it's directly slated to reduce the per unit, like per edible or per package amount of THC, and it has no mention of like a cannabinoid ratio, which is unfortunate. So like we produce a 25-to-1 or so, like a 25 milligram CBD gummy, and I think it has 4 milligrams of THC, or it's like less than two. I don't know offhand. It's less than, yeah. And the fact of the matter is the cannabinoid ratio, you can never get high off of it. And they're basically trying to eliminate all those adulterated hemp products in the Delta 8 space that have no real high CBD or minor cannabinoid ratio. It's just focused on the euphoric psychoactive feel. And they're pushing that more than anything. That's the challenge with 86. I personally have had to like take a step back and wait until I feel that I have a better understanding. We have some meetings coming up with some legislators, and we've built some strategic partnerships. The Farm Bureau is largely neutral on Senate Bill 5686 and House Bill 160. However, they do support the idea that we ought to be able to grow high THC outside if they're looking at adding new licenses, which is a big
Interesting.
deal. And they also support the idea that we ought to be able to sell our products in dispensaries, as well as, the work in progress clause that we made mention around that would allow us to connect with, high THC products. Like we've got a gummy coming in, some edibles coming into the adult market here in May with some awesome partners we're excited about. But
Okay,
you won't
okay.
see our minor cannabinoids on there. And we're not even saying that would be like a super cost efficient route for us. We're still navigating the cannabis space on the high THC side. But the reality is we'd love the option. It'd be quite a differentiator. And we know a lot of people who appreciate that premium craft, Matt Osler and I, our other partner, we hand punch and hand plant our seeds on the CBD, on the hemp side, 1,000 at a time. We do a tour in collaboration with the Cannabis Museum in September. So you'll have to check it out sometime.
I will. I mean, yeah, I want to
We
see
have a guy
1,000
coming
of them.
from Argentina and everything else. It's really neat. So
It sounds real exciting. Be a little chilly
Anthony,
though, but
yeah.
Anthony, I would love to personally invite you down here on 4/19. There is an event here at the Cannabis History Museum. Uh, we'll be in attendance and probably have a workshop or a speech or two there too. So if you're available, if anyone else is available, it's a great time to stop down, shake hands, connect with us on a personal level, right? Like know your farmer. That's what we're
yeah, I like
talking
that. I
about.
mean, like that. Know your farmer. We need the shirt made up. Know your hemp
Yeah,
farmer. You put that.
yeah.
But yeah, I think that's the story. Is that a lot of people are still pretty confused about all this stuff. Hey, I just got acknowledged. Mama Mastermind just sent me a $10 super chat. Thanks, Mom. Uh, Mom's here on the stream. And I just want to thank my moderators, Jimmy and Lynette, for being on here, and also all of our channel members who have been on here and subscribed to the channel. We do appreciate y'all being here today. We didn't already reach 100 people on this stream, but we gotta do more because I need 1,000. Last week we did good. We gotta do better. Gotta keep it going. And then they said, how can they purchase your local products? That's what they're asking here.
Do we have a website at appgirlscannabisco.com. Is that right, Josh?
That's right. And follow us on Instagram. DM me directly. Tell me that you know about this from the Anthony Riley show, and I will hook you up, right? It'll come with a free pre-roll with whatever order you make through there. Other than that, if you're in Columbus, we are located at the Columbus Botanical Depot with Joe Brennan.
Yes, I know, Joe.
We also have a lot of shops from Columbus
The
to
we're at
Athens. So I'm not sure
dispensary
where
at
you're
Big
located.
Where?
dispensary at Brook Park in Cleveland. We are in Alt Smoke of New Philly. Um, Smoke Vapes R Us in Akron. Looking forward to getting a couple of new items. Be on the lookout here in the next 30 days or so. Pay attention to Josh. He might be doing some different
Well,
stuff on the Instagram there.
well,
You got to watch out there. They still trying to strike folks down. Even on here, as we're talking about hemp, weed, we always have to be mindful of the things that we say on social media because of all these restrictions. It's kind of the reason why I created OhioCannabisLive.com, because we don't have those restrictions on
Yeah.
OhioCannabisLive.com.
Wow.
Anything that's good information, good education about legal cannabis can be found on our website. And I know that there are a lot of people who are now interested in creating podcasts and other content. So I'm excited to see some more people, some new faces out here in the media world. But I just warn you, it is not easy, and it ain't for the faint heart. So I look forward to meeting these people and having them on my show and bringing more people on here. So the door is open. The email is at the bottom. So you can come on the show. You just got to pick a Friday because we're live every Friday. You want to come on here when they're live. They don't want to do pre-recorded. Yeah. So, one thing I said, the stream reaches 1,000 views, and I got to take a big dab live. You know who that was. That was Miracle. She said she wanted to be on the stream. You mad because she's not able to get. You mad because you ain't on the stream? Oh, here you go. She act like there's somebody here. Ow, ow, hey, man. So look, I'm gonna get beat up live.
Hey, Mastermind.
Yeah. See
I
what
wanted to
happened? The
ask.
camera's lost. I'm still here.
I wanted to ask you what are you and your guests eating here tonight?
Oh man, it's a great question. I don't know, man. I mean, me. I think I'm having spaghetti. Look,
Yeah.
is the camera tracking the dog or tracking the ceiling? I don't know. She just took over the camera. Hold on, let me readjust here. Now it's focused on my belly. This technology. The dog. She just want to be on the stream. What you got sitting there in front of you, man? What is that? It looks like some weed.
Oh, I got this chemo here. This is from the 12 Girls 110.
The
You
12
know,
Girls 110, man. That sounds like the order of the Knights Templar.
yeah, it's stanky.
Oh,
I
is
was
it?
gonna roll. What's that?
What you say, Joe? I thought I heard you say something.
No, I didn't say anything. Go ahead, Josh. I was jealous he's got that chemo, to be honest.
Oh, well.
How's that layer cake looking, man?
The layer cake. Oh, man. You know, it's looking great. Looking great. You get ready to get cut down live. Yeah, we get ready. We get ready to cut it down. I got switch cameras here, but yeah, we're gonna cut this layer cake. Hopefully live, if I don't mess it up. First, I gotta figure out. We got so many camera angles, like today, because we got these guys on here, and then we've got this other camera. And now I don't see. Well, now she wants to play. See, so I will be shot down. That's right now. Yeah, well, for me, what I'm having for dinner, like I said, spaghetti. Let me see what some of these other people saying. Let me look at these comments. Let's see here. Is layer cake auto or photo? Layer cake is a photo. Jody Dice having pizza. It's pizza. I can't do pizza tonight. Starship, you in Akron? Okay. Okay, cool. You know you're a farmer. It's me. I love it. I love it.
That's good
Hey,
shit.
shout out to DP Doe in Athens if it's still around.
Yeah.
DP Doe, we got one of them here.
Let me just say, there on more than one occasion on the third floor, fourth floor of Wilson Hall, did I order DP dough and not make the delivery man's order. God bless him for still coming sometime, but I would pass out and then they would come. That's terrible.
Red. Oh yeah.
That
So
was
yeah,
the stuff.
I see. Boys, pizzas is popping up, but okay. Lynette says hot dogs on the grill. Hey, on the grill, 50 degrees.
Dang.
Hey. I mean, good little cooking on the grill. Well, I definitely thank y'all for coming on the show today. I'm not done yet, but this dog is working my arm right now. I don't know if I'll be able to trim. The
Thank you
dog wear
very
your
much
arm,
for
man.
the opportunity, Anthony. This is awesome.
Oh no, it's great. Make sure you hang on for the after sesh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing
So
I want to let everybody know is back in the day we used to do these Zooms every month, and people miss those Zooms. So what I want to let y'all know is that we never got rid of it. We just basically had to reprogram, reformat everything. So to be a part of the Zoom, we're gonna have a sign up. You'll be RSVP, and then we'll start doing it again. And it'll probably either be right after the show or Saturday night. You let me know in the comments which sounds better, right after the show or Saturday night. Because Saturday night, you be out doing your thing, and so by then I can't get to you. So, but maybe right after the show, right during dinner, maybe we sesh. So that's the plan going forward. Hopefully, we'll be able to do that. In addition to the town hall, I'm hoping to hear more about the House committee meeting for House Bill 160. I'm hoping that we hear some more information about when that's going to happen because I'm thinking that we have until the end of June before they go on recess, and they're going to try to pass this thing before that, along with the little tax hike in Governor DeWine's budget,
Do we have an
20%.
opponent testimony hearing on Tuesday, Anthony?
What's
Or
that?
do we have an opponent testimony hearing on Tuesday for 86?
I'm not sure. I've not received anything from
I have
anyone.
not either, so
I mean, is it the same? Is it the same general committee that's on that was on the other one? Because if it is, then I would hear something because I'm on the sign up on the list now.
great question.
so no, yeah, 86 stayed in the general government committee.
I'm sorry,
Which,
Okay.
56.
Oh,
What did we just propose? Wasn't there a proponent testimony this past Tuesday? What was that for?
well, I mean, they already passed it, so I don't think that would be for
well,
that. I
no,
thought that was 86.
that this past Tuesday, I'm pretty sure was the proponent of the intoxicating
Yep.
hemp that was part of 56.
Okay.
Is that right?
Well, I'll be watching.
Either way, if you're concerned with 160 right now, like a lot of 160 also involves hemp, right? So like 86 involves hemp to a great extent. But 160 also has hemp language and also has language once again about incarcerating people and taking money from municipalities and such, I believe.
Yep.
So
Not okay.
Yeah. So just to recap this real quick, House Bill 160, threat to the cannabis industry, the threat to the cannabis community. They want to take away the community fund. They want to take away the social equity fund. They want to ban sharing. They want to keep you from smoking from anywhere but your house and your front porch, not even your backyard. They also want to penalize smoking in your car, making that punishable by 3 days in jail, $1,000 fine. Also, you get your license suspended. They also want to affect your employment by making it to where your employer could terminate you for using cannabis, and then you can't get unemployment if you get terminated for that reason. So this is just
right,
horrible things. And there are more than 40 different changes between the Senate Bill 56 and House Bill 160. They're also eliminating delivery. So a lot of people looking for delivery. If you let them pass 160, there will not be no delivery. The other things that they're not even talking about is the method of consumptions. Now, right now, everybody just knows we can smoke weed. You still were told you can't smoke cannabis, so you have to like pretend to be two different people. I'm 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 Mr. Patient today. I'm wrecked now. I'm patient today.
hey, Anthony, I want to ask you about your thoughts on Senate Bill 55.
Senate Bill 55. What is that, like the prequel to Senate Bill 56?
Senate Bill 55's out right now, and it involves OVIs of cannabis.
Okay, so this goes into the saliva test and all that stuff.
I believe so.
Yeah, I still think that this is a mistake, a waste of state resources, state funds. Again, we need to be encouraging people to buy more weed in Ohio and stop buying it in Michigan. And if we don't
One
stop
thing,
that, this whole thing is just going to implode on itself. We cannot keep reminding the legislator that everything they're doing now is driving consumers away from the Ohio industry. And this is hurting everyone involved in it. And this is why we have to keep bringing this message through every week. Support local. Grow your own cannabis if you can. But if you can't, buy it at a local dispensary. Shop for deals. There are deals out there. I know people keep telling you it's so expensive, and if you don't look for yourself, you just end up believing the hype.
getting better.
And I'm not saying that weed ain't cheaper in Michigan, because it absolutely is. But if you remind yourself, did it ever catch you coming back from Michigan with more than 2.5 ounces in your car? You're going to have a serious problem. And it's going to be more than just a state issue. It's going to be a federal issue. So again, it's nothing wrong with going up there and getting a deal. I don't knock you, or going and having a vacation up there, whatever. But you still have to remember that we got 128 dispensaries here. We started with 4. There's going to be 300. It's already got their license. It's already coming. Guess how many Columbus got? 17 now. Just opened another one. It used to be a shoe store, then a hardware store, and now it's a dispensary. So Columbus has 17. I lost track how many Cleveland had. And Cincinnati, they're getting a bunch of them too. So keep this in mind. The prices are high right now. They ain't gonna have no choice but to come down lower, or they're gonna go out of business. They gotta sell it. This stuff is getting older, so it's gonna get cheaper. So if you're not worried about smoking some old weed, it's gonna be a bunch of cheap weed coming soon. Right around 420, the annual purge will be in. So make sure you're checking your expiration dates, your harvest dates, and your cure dates. Because if you want that fresh, you gotta be paying attention. You don't care, you'll find some deals out there. So yeah, I thank all of you for being here. And that's all we got for today's stream. Because I was gonna cuss and lyricate then, but we ran out of time. But y'all guys hang on for the after. And I thank all of y'all for being here. And we'll see y'all on the next stream. Thanks, Joey and Josh, for being here.
Take care.